They said, why? I said, because Iran is going to have a nuclear weapon if we don't stop them. And I said, we're going to have to do it, and we have stopped them.
Yeah, it's a really good question here, Hannah. And the reality is that Qatar is one of the most valuable allies the United States has in the region for its close relationship to the U.S., but also with the way that they have maintained, to a degree, communication lines with places such as Tehran throughout this whole process. And that's why sources familiar told us today that you had that Qatari delegation on the ground in Iran. A separate diplomatic source described the present moment that we're in as having huge sensitivities, underscoring the way that you have this full court press being put on right now diplomatically, with the Qatari delegation negotiating on behalf of the United States. You had a Pakistani leadership, not just their interior minister, but also their military chief in Tehran, to try and close some of the gaps that still remain. The two biggest gaps, the two biggest issues, they're big ones. One of them is the Strait of Hormuz, opening it to freedom of navigation, ensuring Iran does not maintain military control or cannot enforce tolling within the Strait of Hormuz. That's a big one that still remains unresolved. The other is Iran's nuclear ambitions, in which the president re-upped once again. It is something he's not budging on.
They said, why? I said, because Iran is going to have a nuclear weapon if we don't stop them. And I said, we're going to have to do it, and we have stopped them. They're not going to ever have a nuclear weapon. They're never going to have a nuclear weapon. And we'll have that over with soon.
One of the hurdles that has emerged this week is these indications from Iran that they have no interest in giving up the enriched uranium that they're in possession of, saying that it cannot leave the country. That is a non-starter and a red line for the United States as these negotiations hit the 11th hour.